Can I ask a question from the chart on the bottom of page 10? Yeah, yeah. No, no. Oh, you're not used to it. Can I ask a question from the chart on the bottom of page 10? Maybe your volume.
All right, I'm sorry. You couldn't hear anything that I was saying. Now you can hear me. Okay. All right, let me go over that all over again. In the Dahuk dialect, and Dahuk dialect only, you will see that you have a yay or ya option for singular or a yate option for plural when you're using the be verb in the present tense. What you need to do is memorize footnote 2. This was researched at great length by John Waters, who is one of the translators, and he knows this stuff like the back of his hand. So for the Dahuki dialect, you usually add ye for a man speaker. So if you yourself, when you're talking about us, if you're a man, you say ye next. If you're going to talk about a simple adjective like bersih. Okay, I'll do it for myself since I'm female. So I'm going to say az ya bersih ma. Use ye, ya, or yate in these circumstances before simple adjectives or locations. At home, hungry, simple adjectives or locations. You do not use it before names, nouns, or question words. And in your chart, your appendix C in your red book, book B, you have this chart and it has all the nice vocabulary strips and you can practice with it with your correct dialect. Some people say, what is yay or ya? Is it izafe? Is it this? Is it that? You know, you can speculate all you want, but it's just the way that they do it. And so for right now, just go with the flow. So for example, for Dahuki, top of page 11, for Abdullah, he's going to say, as ye mustarinim, because he's a man, so he's going to say ye. And when you say, we are fine, hein chawanin, are you fine? You don't use yate when you ask the question because that's being used with a question word. But you do use it when you answer the question. And if you take it bit by bit, it's yate bosh in. But in real life, the way it's pronounced, look at footnote number 1. If you use yate, you pronounce it like a D. Boshing. Boshing. You don't say yate boshing. You do say deboshing. Deboshing. So this is something you want to practice with your language helper and listen to the audio recordings. If you find a great discrepancy in the audio recordings with what I've taught you here, please email me or private message me so that I can get those fixed. All right, and that's all we're going to do for today. The rest of this you can do on your own. And I'll start with section G next time, the story of the 2 goat kids. Now I'm going to open the mic up now. Anybody can ask a question about anything, and I'd be happy to try to answer your questions. Go ahead and open up your mics if you have questions.
Shireen, I didn't understand the chart at the bottom of page 10, where on the left side you've got the singular, like the first, second, and third person singular. Does your name, his name, go with the third person, and the 2 is all by itself, the second person singular?
Yes. So When you start with this subject, you must end with this verb. You can use any adjective or noun, whatever. But if this is your subject, you must end with this as your verb. If you start with us as your subject, you must end with either im or ma as your verb. Start
And so
with our or your name or his name. You must end with either a or ya as your verb. Go ahead.
okay, yeah, I guess that was the most confusing part. It almost, maybe I guess it seemed random that the and the yeah go with third person singular and your name, his name. Is that like some kind of weird anomaly that
No,
that you've got a special ending for first person singular, a special ending for second person singular, and third person singular shares the ending with second person's name, and that's, I guess, what sounded kind of funny. Or
no, it's nothing special. It's very ordinary. So this ow means he or she or it.
mm-hmm.
Another way of saying something is an it is saying like name. So you could have the phrase your name, that's an it. Or
Okay.
his name, that's an it. However, if you say they or their names or those doctors, something like that, that's the plural ow, and then you have to use in or na as your verb.
Okay.
So Ricky, this chart in your red book B is that chart that Colin showed us. And you see these dark lines? You have to stay in line. So if you start with the us, you have to end up with the m or flip this strip over and get ma if you need that for your option. But otherwise, you have to stay in line. All my charts work this way. If you stay in line where there is a line, then you'll get the right ending. Now, where there's no line in the adjective section. You can use any of those adjectives that make sense for any of these subjects. And yeah, does that make sense?
I think so. I might be looking at it with a lot of other language baggage. Used to do these little charts that were kind of divided. Left side was singular, right side is plural, and then two lines in the middle, dividing into first, second, and third person.
No,
And
that's
so,
not how I do my charts.
okay,
So
it's close enough to that. So,
all of my charts are like they are in your Appendix C. They're all this way, where you start with I, you, he, she, it, we, all y'all plural you, they, and then your corresponding verbs are here. That's how all my charts work. And
okay,
then when it's laid out horizontally, it's laid out like on page 10. Your singulars are over here on the left, and your plurals are over here on the right. It's all the same thing.
okay. I
Okay?
probably just didn't get enough sleep, but I'm not. I'm not catching why the navete is in the third person singular. Why it goes along with the ale and the
Yeah,
nade with.
the reason for that is because naveta means your name, and name is an it. It's singular. And
Okay.
your name, my name, his name, her name, its name, that all goes in the ow section here. Singular.
Okay.
Sleep on it. Watch the video again tomorrow. And then what y'all need to do, everybody, not just Ricky, is for your homework, finish everything in the lesson up to this point. Don't do the story yet. And use your chart in your red book B to practice some verbal sentences and to write some sentences. And then take those sentences to your language helper and say them. And don't just do us, do all the subjects so you get used to using all the verb forms. Write your sentences in English and in Kurdish so you know what you intend to say. And let your language helper, hopefully who knows a little bit of English, listen to your sentences. You read your sentences in Kurdish. Tell them what you mean to say in English. Let them correct your sentences. Don't show them the grammar chart. They're not going to like the grammar chart. But show them the final product. And if you are getting it correct, you're understanding how to use the chart correctly. If you're getting your answers wrong, you're not understanding how to use the chart. So then watch the video again and try to make sense of it. If that still doesn't work, email me. Maybe we can have a private Skype, but I can't guarantee it. All right, does anybody else have any questions? Okay, we will pick up next week on section G and finish out the lesson. Now, I realize this lesson has gone rather slowly, but it's the first lesson and it's harder. So, that's all good. And I'm really glad you guys were all on the call and you're watching the videos. And I trust that this will be helpful to you. Again, if you have any questions, be sure and private message me. I can write your questions up on my little whiteboard here, and I can answer them the next time we get together. Otherwise, this is the end of our second lesson for learning Kurdish, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. All right. Have a great week.
Thanks, Shireen.
You're
God
most
bless
welcome
you. Have a good night.
too. Bye for now.
Bye bye.